only have to be intentional with the things that we are doing in life, we have to also be intentional with the things that we're consuming, whether that's music or whether that's content. See, it's the things that we're watching that actually reprograms our subconscious. So what you're watching is going to change the way you think about your everyday life. It's going to change the way you see your life going forward because it affects you. You see it and your brain says, okay, this is something that's part of my reality. And the more you watch it, the more that becomes acclimated to who you are. And sometimes we might watch things or listen to things that are not actually in alignment with who we are authentically as a person. And that's the reason why back in the day when the ancient philosopher Plato, he wanted his ideal polis to be just the way he wanted it. He didn't want anybody trying to rebel or thinking they had better ideas. So he wanted to limit creativity for people so that people wouldn't go out trying to mimic other people's creativity or try to copy what they've seen and put it out for themselves, because sometimes people don't actually resonate with the things that they're seeing or the things that they're putting out, and they just do things so that it can actually benefit them and not benefit the other person. So it's like he was more afraid of creativity because people were taking creativity and doing evil with it, like putting out stuff like, for example, you know how people nowadays people talk about cheating and they talk about cheating back, and in all of these songs they'll talk about, yeah, I'll cheat back on you and things like that. But in reality, these people are not happy that they're getting cheated on. They're very upset about it, they're hurt, but they're trying to come off in a strong way. They're trying to come off as confident and in a way where they feel like it doesn't matter to me if I get cheated on. But it does matter to them because they're putting it out in their music. But the way that it comes off to people are seeing it in a way of, oh, okay, yeah, it don't matter if I get cheated on, I could just go cheat back because somebody else showed me that I can do that. Well, although he was a little bit drastic in his methods, he could have toned it down a little bit and just taught people how to move around, taught people, hey, when people are putting out their feelings and how they feel about things, that doesn't mean that you have to reenact it. Just because that's how somebody else feels doesn't mean that you have to take that and make that your personality or make that your life or make that how you will feel about things. You can just take that and understand that that's just the art that they're putting out, and understand that you might be able to resonate with it. But if not, then you don't have to force it. You don't have to make it fit. You don't have to make it be a part of your reality. And he just wanted people to be under control because he's like, my way is the best. Well, I feel like everybody has their own way of thinking. Everybody has their own way of conducting themselves because everybody has lived their own version of life. But make sure that when you're living your life, that you're living according to the way you feel, not according to the way anybody around you feels. Because if you end up doing that, that's how you start living a life that's not yours. That's how you start living a life that's a life of somebody else, because other people's opinions, other people's thoughts are getting caught up in who you are, and it's becoming its own big magic punch. Make sure the things that you're putting into your magic punch for your personality, for your life, for the person who you're going to be, is things that are going to help you, things that are going to help you grow. You don't want to be listening to people who are complaining. You want to listen to people who have gotten out of situations and have overcame and have grown and have achieved. You want to make sure you're changing your mindset in a way that, okay, back then I may have thought like this, but I've grown and I can learn from the situations. It's not that you have to look at yourself as you're being hindered in any way. Every single situation that you encounter is meant to help you grow. And when you look at life that way, it gets so much easier. It becomes not personal. It becomes a situation where you feel like, hey, you know what? I don't have to get upset about that, or I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to be stressed about that, because what I want is important. And if I don't get what I want, then that is what it is. I'm just going to move on to something that's going to make me happy, period.